Hi, Matt Scratch here, and we're just heading to pick up a 1987 Nissan Pulsar NX. So we got the beater Lincoln here, and we got the tow dolly out back, and we're just on our way up. So we're just stopped by the side of the road here. Give them about 45 minutes. Got a couple more hours to go. Everything's going good so far, so. Got the hood ornament on the Lincoln even, and beater Lincoln. Hood ornament off an 03, but a few modifications and I made it work. So we got our first minor breakdown here. Very minor, but we're going to probably fix it with zip ties. Not my weld or anything, but the bolts broke out of the fender, and luckily my cameraman Nash there was riding in the back seat of the beater Lincoln, and he was keeping an eye on things, and he noticed before I did, so we pulled right over here safely off the highway, and we're going to zip tie this up and get back on the road. Just finishing up our zip tie repair on the fender here. Always pack giant zip ties with you. And we're gonna even trim them off. Trim them off all pretty. That ain't going anywhere. Make sure the other one's solid. That ain't going anywhere. Looking good, back up. So the zip ties didn't work out. They this thing bounces so much. We're on a rough road that the fender it's so thin, it's like a knife blade. It just cut right through them. So since I'm very well prepared, I have a ton of tools in the car, but the one thing I don't have is a bolt. So I'm gonna steal one of the bolts out of here and put there, and then I'll put a zip tie in the other two. Hoping the bolts will keep it steady enough, just with them on the kitty corner there. So hopefully I don't break this one, and then I'll be down to one here. What happened is these were hanging down too low the other day and hitting the tires, and I trimmed them off, and I should have beat on them or something with the hammer. I guess they were spinning loose. Even these ones are pretty loose, so. But I'll tighten the rest here when I'm done, and I do have a hammer, so I'll give them all a smack, mushroom the end over a little bit. So line up, come on. Oh, I can't use that one, it doesn't have the square. On this side. I should just weld it, this always weld stuff. Yeah, not quite, but. We'll get her figured out. So yeah, we're gonna just get up in there with a screwdriver and a hammer, and best we can we'll mess up the threads, and that way it won't come loose again. And when I get to the seller's place, he sounds like a nice guy. I'm sure he's going to have a couple bolts for me. Not ideal. I thought I had everything well prepped, but there's always that one thing you don't think of. Okay, I think that's going to do it. Oh, we should check the other side. They're rusty, so I don't think they're coming off. Yeah, they're good. They're so rusty. They're not coming off. Hey, perfect. Heading through belly here. And that hood ornament looked sweet. I mean, it just wasn't a Lincoln without one, so I had to put one on. Pretty scenic along here. We're actually headed to Edmonton Alberta today, so that's where the car we're picking up is located. A bit of a hike for us, but we have relatives there as well, so no big deal. Everything's going smooth now. My repair on the fender seems to be holding up with the 2 bolts and the 2 zip ties. The car is running smooth, so I'm happy. Well, I'm out of the city now, and there's this white car tailgating me back there. So things went well, loading went well, the guy was really nice, everything was perfect, so and the car's running really smoothly, so happy about that. And we're getting amazing fuel economy. Last time we fueled up, we had driven a couple hours towing just to Dolly, and it was $17 to fuel up, and fuel's still pretty pricey here in Canada, so this old 5-liter sure does well. And it's not lacking for power. I'll tow in the car and not having any trouble. I'm just running it in drive and not using the overdrive. But no, the car is running cool and handling the load just fine. So going through the big valley here. Not pushing it. Aiming for around 100, but I did slow down a little at the beginning of the hill just to make sure it didn't push me. Oh, and there's a big bump here. Slow down for. Handles the bumps actually better with the car on it than it did without. It was actually a pain in the butt to tow empty. It tows fine with the car on it. So here we go, going up the other side. And car's pulling this fine, see? Gaining speed. Okay, struggling a little. Almost there. Oh, that is the biggest hill on the trip, so if we made that one, we can make any of them. Almost there now. Things are still going really good. We'll do a walk around video here soon of the car as soon as I get out. I've just been trucking along here. Haven't been stopping for anything. So the last fuel up actually cost me $19, and I'd already been towing the car for over an hour at that point, plus about an hour and a half to 2 hours of driving before that on the highway, towing the dolly, all with overdrive off just to drive. So pretty impressive fuel mileage, and yeah, happy with that. So yeah, this is the outside, and it looked a little better in pictures, but they always do. I'm happy with it. It is just a parts car, so, and I wasn't 100% sure on that till I got it home, because our red one's not without its issues. But yeah, looking at this, definitely just gonna be the parts car. It's definitely got a lot more cancer action going on. Got some nice wheels there that I'll be using. Not bad at all. I'm real happy about this. I showed on one of my other videos the rust in the corner of the hatch on our red one, so I'm going to swap hatches for sure. Got a lot of new mechanical parts too. I got a really good deal on it. The guy was just looking to get rid of it and wanted it to go to a good home, and I'm definitely going to do good things with it. Even if it's a parts car, I won't be sending it to the scrapyard. It will be what's left will be kept in my shop, and That way if I ever have an accident with the red one or whatever, I'll be able to just swap the parts back over to this and make a drivable car out of this. Also happy the dash is not cracked. So that's very useful to me because my red one has a cracked dash. Interior would be pretty nice, but that one seat's pretty trashed out. The door panels are decent. A lot of good parts. These things I always break. I broke one the day I brought the red car home. I slammed the door and got my thumb in there. I was just happy it was one that was already cracked, but I completely busted it, and both of these are good, so really happy about that. Just a quick tech tip here. On your trailer hitches underneath, there's a big adjustment nut here. You'll actually have to unhitch it to turn it, but that's what you do when your hitch rattles. When it's loose on there, you want to adjust that basically until you can't lock this down anymore, and then back it off a little just till this will lock down nice and tight. Then put a little grease on your ball and it'll pivot on there really nicely and nice and tight, and you won't have that terrible slop in there every time you stop and go. And I have seen them get so loose where they fly right off, and this one was actually close to that when I got it. I had to turn that nut about 7 or 8 turns to actually get it tight on the ball, so that was not cool. So we got it here anyways, safe and sound. Just about to unload. The only real issue I had today, besides the fender, was a lot of idiots on the highway. But that is typical in this part of Alberta. And I just don't get it because I got tailgated worse today towing something than I normally would. I don't know where people's heads are at. Had trouble on a couple hills, but did pretty good overall. I never filled up when I got here, so I'm not sure, but I would guess in total I used about $55–60 worth of fuel tops to do a 6-hour round trip towing. All in drive, no overdrive. So very happy with that.